Fast. Once again, we are here. Welcome to Mega Sports right here on Omega Live TV. We're also in partnership with Max TV in Ghana. It's another Monday, and as you know, Mondays are always an action day where we recap the weekend's action, what transpired, of course, and what is about to also happen in the course of the week and the coming days ahead. My name is Passionate Man, and today, of course, I'm going to bring you all the tidbits, all the highlights, all the games that transpired over the weekend. West Ham United, what is happening? West Ham are in the top four at the moment. Arsenal keeps surging up, 10 games consecutively without a lose at the moment. Arsenal seems to be on fire. The Manchester Derby, what transpired in the Manchester Derby as well. I'll be bringing you all the tidbits, the highlights, the technical side of the game. You don't get to see this anywhere except on Mega Sports right here on Omega Live TV. Of course, we'll be going to Ghana Premier League, where the league match day 2, after match day 2, there's been a lot of talking point. Kamasia Santikot, of course, seem to be on fire, scintillating form. So far, so good for the Porcupine Warriors as well. We'll also be looking at other African players doing well across Europe. We'll be looking at the likes of the Real Madrid and the Barcelona. Xavi, an old boy of Barcelona, is finally back again. Would Xavi be the heir to Guardiola? Would he take over? Would he lift Barcelona up to the next level? Well, time will tell as well. As Xavi leaves Al Saddad and he's back again into La Liga one more time. 5 managers so far in the season 2021 have been sacked. So far, 5 managers in the English Premiership have been sacked. We'll be looking at the sacking of all these managers. What is happening? What is happening to the Premiership? Are there inadequate managers so far in the Premiership, or are just that the owners cannot take the bull by the horn? So we'll be looking at all that bit as well. Newcastle so far has signed a new manager, Eddie Howe. We'll also be looking at the new manager for Newcastle. Don't forget, they are the latest billionaires on the club at the moment, on the block. Hopefully, they will sign some great players and compete in the Premiership. Where would that leave the likes of the Arsenals and the Tottenhams, and where would all these teams also be who have gradually fell off the top 4? Newcastle, would they encroach into the top 4 after the takeover by these billionaires from the United Emirates? Well, time will tell. We'll look into that, and we will definitely find out what Newcastle are about to do in the Premiership as well. Also today, we'll be looking straight into what has been transpiring, especially when it comes to Manchester United. What is happening? Like I always say, it's only staying, it's only going. What an imperious performance from Manchester City over the weekend. We'll be looking into that. But before then, I'm going to go for a quick break. Don't flip the channel. Stick and stay with me, Passionate Man. This is Mega Sports. I'll be right back.
There for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
All right, welcome back. This is Mega Sports. Before the break, we gave you the highlights, and of course, now we're talking about the most important or the biggest Premier League in the world, or the most exciting league according to fan base, according to excitement in the world now, is the most watched league in the world now, without a shadow of a doubt, is the English Premier League. Also, so without wasting much time, I'm just going to give you the results over the weekend, and we'll be looking into some of the amazing results that happened over the weekend. Friday, 5th November, Southampton beat Aston Villa 1-0. Manchester United, the United derby, was a two-goal advantage to Manchester City, who disciplined United. Now we all know United have got City's got the bragging rights of Manchester. United are still struggling. Even the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the man that came back to save them. We thought he was a Shakespeare of United, but unfortunately, he seems to be writing a lot of goals at the back of the net, but unfortunately, still United are not at the team, at the level where they used to be years ago, and gradually they're beginning to fall apart. Now, you know, manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has already said that he's not scared about him being sacked. Does that give the Glazers a clue about what he's expecting so far, if he's not being scared? But if you sack Ole, who do you bring in? That's another big talking point that we're still discussing now here in the football circle. If you sack Ole, who do you bring in? And who best fits the United football style? Don't forget, they've had the likes of Jose Mourinho, David Moyes, who's doing so well with West Ham. You know, they brought so many players in, and it still hasn't clicked yet at the moment. And Maguire, you know, we watched the game at the weekend. Arguably, of course, one of the most expensive defenders in the Premiership, but he was a bit below par in that particular game in the United derby. For me, I just think United were bullied by City, who, you know, outclassed them in terms of performance and consistency. Football gets to that point where it's a build-up over the seasons, and the style of football that City has been playing for all these years. I think it really climaxed in the United or the Manchester derby, where United, a team that is still trying to find its own identity once again. You know, not really at the level of United performing where the days of the Sir Alex Fergusons were there. But, you know, United is still United. They have got Cristiano Ronaldo, some important players like Paul Pogba of these world as well. Another big question that everyone has been asking, that Van de Beek, the Dutch midfielder who was signed from Ajax, had a great season 2 seasons ago with Ajax, is now stuck on the bench at United, and is not given a chance to show what he can. United needs a midfielder who can be a box-to-box, and Van de Beek looks like a box-to-box midfielder, but unfortunately he's not given the chance to show what he can do. So it's only calling the right shot. We heard the last few days where people like Alan Shearer were calling for the head of Ole. You know, we had loads of people, Danny Murphy, all calling for the head of Ole. And Bruno Fernandes, a player of Manchester United, who's come out openly and said that all these players need to look at themselves in the mirror. Is it a managerial problem, or is it a player-to-player problem? Or do we say that is a player and managerial or tactical problem? What is happening with the Red Devils? Cristiano Ronaldo, nevertheless, keeps scoring. He keeps trying his best to push the team up. But will the team help him to push him up? That is another thing. When you watch the game, the United derby, it was obvious, so much obvious, that Kevin De Bruyne, you know, arguably for me, one of the best midfielders, if not the best midfielder in Europe now, you know, one of the best midfielders in Europe now, he was given so much space to operate. And every time he pinged the pass, every time you go for a short pass or a pocket pass, you could see how much penetrating these passes were, and they were hurting United straight from the back. But that is the story about the United derby now. So we go straight into other games as well. Brentford were beaten by Norwich 2-1. That game particularly got Daniel Farke sacked now. As I spoke earlier, we've got 5 managers sacked already in the Premiership. The leaders and the club owners are not playing at all this season. And so Chelsea also drawing 1-1 with Burnley. Chelsea, the league leaders, they struggled against Burnley. I would say probably about 60 to 70% of the game, or the minutes of the game, they played dominated. But unfortunately, Burnley had a different idea, different plans to also to make sure that they salvage a point in the game at the Stamford Bridge. So Chelsea gradually also failed to win that particular game. Crystal Palace, out of the woods now, who are being managed by the French legend, gradually also doing their best over the weekend where they beat Wolves 2-0. And it was so obvious that Crystal Palace, they're not playing, they didn't come here to play at all. And that's how football gradually is gravitating, for the South London club, who keep emerging and gradually still evolving as a team. They're showing a lot of strength. Ghana's own Jordan Ayew, who plays for Crystal Palace, lately has been on the fringe of a few minutes coming in and on. Not too much centre stage as he used to be in the last few seasons, but nonetheless, he's still got a chance to also prove his worth once again for Crystal Palace. So time will tell if Jordan Ayew will keep his place in the Crystal Palace side. Time will tell. We switch our attention to Brighton and Newcastle. Newcastle, don't forget, there's a new takeover, and the billionaires are there, but the money hasn't really kicked in yet. But today, breaking news, we know Eddie Howe has been signed as the new manager for Newcastle, who will manage Newcastle for up to the end of the season and beyond, possibly, if they don't get the type of manager they want. These billionaires are not playing at all. They want to stay afloat. At the moment, Newcastle are almost at the bottom of the table and they're really struggling. So they need a quick reaction from the players and a quick reaction from Eddie Howe to be able to stay the North-Eastern club afloat as well. We set our attention to on Sunday, where Arsenal against Watford, Arsenal beat Watford 1-0. Arsenal for 10 games consecutively, after Mikel Arteta came on the bastion, he was almost at the point where he was going to lose his place. He was getting ready to be sacked. He was given ultimatum for about 3-4 matches to prove his worth. But gradually, Mikel Arteta has proven that he's the man to stay. He's the man for the club. He understands the philosophy of the club, and he will transform the club into what the old Gunners used to be. And so far, 10 games consecutively, he has kept the club winning or drawing, not losing a game at all. And it looks as if Arsenal are getting back to their best gradually. Thomas Partey coming back into the side, they started winning games as well. And Thomas Partey is injured with a groin injury. Would he be available for the Black Stars game coming in the next few days? I don't think so. He'll be available. But Arsenal so far, so well, doing good and playing some amazing football at the moment. Smith Rowe seems to be on fire now. He seems to be playing well, scoring a few goals here and there. And the old Gunners spirit is back again into the Emirates. Will they fly as the Emirates plane does fly? Only time will tell. Well, we switch our attention straight to Everton versus Tottenham. Everton, who are being managed by the old Spaniard boy who is very tactical. And of course, Conte is back in Arsenal. He's back in Tottenham. And Italian, gradually he comes, he starts building the defense. And Tottenham seems to be on fire in terms of organization at the back. So far, not a winning side at the moment, but one thing about the Italian managers, as we all know, they organize stuff, they get stuff done. Will Conte transform Tottenham to a winning side as Pochettino did a few years ago? Only time will tell as well. But so far, so good after his first game debut. He played 2 games already. In the Europa where they won 3-2, and now in the Premiership, his first Premiership match away at the Goodison Park where they drew goalless draw. A very difficult ground to go and win games, but in the last few years it hasn't been so. But so far, Conte, he's transformed the team. He's getting there gradually. Arsenal, Tottenham. He said a lot about this new Spurs team. He says they need to be up on feet because there are a lot of teams ahead of them. Fitness-wise, he thinks the team's struggling, and Tottenham needs to back up as well. So he's going to use these few games off, this weekend off, as a boot camp for the players that are not going for international break to boost them up physically, to be up there, to be able to compete with the likes of the Chelseas and the Cities and all these big clubs out there who are dominating the league at the moment as well. Also, we switch our attention to a team that I would say is shocked many. West Ham United beat Liverpool 3-2. West Ham United beat Liverpool 3-2. That particular game, Liverpool were caught chasing results in the game. So West Ham went up 2-0. Liverpool comes back 2-1. West Ham went up 3-1, and Liverpool comes in 3-2. Jurgen Klopp was talking about was refereeing fair, but in my opinion, I felt there was no impeachment on Alisson. He just lost the ball, and West Ham, with a lot of firepower at the moment, who seem to be unstoppable. David Moyes seems to have found his old mojo, and he's found his old mojo. His swag is back on. The players are providing the results, and the Hammers are so excited in these times of the league. And if should the league end now, West Ham is in the top 4. Yes, West Ham is in the top 4. Could West Ham win the league 2021-22 season? Could West Ham United win the league for 21-22 season? Time will tell. But so far, they are a team to beat. They are not scared of any team that comes in. They're strong. Their ability to attack is amazing, and they seem to be on fire. The likes of the Mikel Antonios, they're combining well with the defense and the strikers, and they seem to be a team, always up for it. They defend well, they attack well. So, arguably, they are an informed team that cannot be stopped now. Now, these are the results of the Premier League, these were the results of the Premier League. Now let's go to the table now, where I'll be showing you all the table, the results so far, and who is leading the table in the English Premier League. Chelsea, after match day 11, still seems to lead the table after even drawing 1-1 with Burnley, 26 points. City are second with 23 points after 11 games played. West Ham, an informed team, are third on the table. So go Hammers. I'm sure all the East Enders are so happy so far, at the London Stadium, where they don't fear nobody. They come away, they beat you. At home, they're also very, very, very strong for a team like West Ham as well. Liverpool are in the top 4. Liverpool match day 11, 22 points. Mo Salah, the Egyptian pharaoh, who seems to be doing wonders, and Sadio Mane and Keita, all these African players are playing amazingly well for Liverpool at the moment. Arsenal, an informed team in the 5th position. So far, Arsenal 20 points in the 5th position. Manchester United, glory Manchester United, glory United. Doesn't seem to be the story now. It seems to be failure United. United are not really up there at the moment. United are struggling after match day 11. They've got 17 points. Considering the squad that they have, the amount of money and the wages they're paying is ridiculous. It's out of this world. You expect a better from United to be able to dominate the league and do much, much better. Also, Brighton in the 7th position with 17 points as United. Wolves are in the 8th position with 16 points. Tottenham, North London, the North London Kings so far are with 16 points, also in the 9th position. Crystal Palace with 15 points, and also Everton with 15 points. Leicester with 15 points. Southampton with 14 points. Brentford with 12 points. Leeds with 11 points. Aston Villa with 10 points. Watford with 10 points. Burnley and Newcastle, Norwich are in the bottom 3. Burnley with 8 points, and Newcastle with 5 points. Norwich with 5 points. That brings the story now to the Premiership so far. The league table, as you can see, Chelsea still looking strong. Will the trophy this season, 2021-2022 season, stay with the Blues? Will the bridge be strong enough to hold the trophy? Well, time will tell. But when we come back from the break, we'll be talking about the managers that have been sacked so far. So far, 5 managers have been sacked in the Premiership. The CEOs of these football clubs are not joking at all. And so we'll be looking at what is the sequence of managers being sacked in the Premiership. It's becoming rampant. It's becoming consistent lately. Club owners, they can't cope with managers going on a losing streak for a very long time. All they do is they get them the boot. So after the break, we'll be talking about managers that are being sacked now. This is Mega Sports in partnership with Max TV. Stay with us.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
In the Premiership, we're talking about Steve Bruce, we're talking about Nuno Espirito Santo, we're talking about Daniel Farke, Dean Smith. 5 managers have been sacked in the Premiership so far. It's becoming consistent in the Premiership, and it's raised a lot of talking point among football fans. Should the CEOs be patient enough? Should they press the panic button? Why are these managers being sacked, without a second thought? Some fans do think the coaches are being sacked without a second thought as well. And it's opened a whole big conversation in terms of what managers contribute to football clubs, and also the amount of money that are being paid to managers when they go now. We've seen over the last few years how important great managers have become for football clubs. Arteta, this season was quite close. There was a whole news circling around that Arteta could be sacked. And I remember Pep Guardiola, the old protege, Arteta's old manager, who kind of mentored him, in his days in City as his assistant. He said that, look, be patient with Arteta. He's a great manager. I know Arteta very well, and he will turn things around. I think Arteta, given time, has gradually turned things around. In the case of Dean Smith, he said that be patient. All the big players who got injured are coming back into the side now. So he believed that Aston Villa were really going to go for it. Don't forget, in the last season, they sold their most expensive player in the Premiership now. We're talking about English player in the Premiership, Grealish. They sold Grealish. And Grealish was very fundamental to Dean Smith's squad. They brought in a few players who hasn't really gelled at the moment yet. And so, can you blame the manager at this point in time? Did they sack him out of impatience? Or do you think that he deserved the boot, he deserved the sack as well? But perhaps he could have been given a little bit time, because the first run is just about wrapping up, and so perhaps a little time enough for a man that has been a fan of the club himself. His family is a fan of the club himself. He loves the club to every bit, and so perhaps he could have been given much time, and so to turn things around for the club. Who do you bring in now in Aston Villa? That's another talking point at this moment. Will the players live up to expectation? Will that revive Aston Villa's chances of doing well this season in 2021-2022 season as well? Nuno, of course, as we all know, Nuno was the sit coach or the sit person being interviewed by Mr. Levy. Nuno, was he fortunate to have been handed the position of Tottenham? Perhaps the club was much bigger than him. Perhaps he was not given enough time. But personally, I think Nuno was trying to build something out of Tottenham, but perhaps lacked the personality to be able to build in a team like Tottenham. When you walk into certain rooms, certain changing rooms, you need that personality to be able to, build and let the players respect you, and also, get the best out of the players. So Conte coming coming to Tottenham fits so much well, because he's a winner. He's managed some of the biggest clubs, the likes of the Internazionale, Milan, and all these big clubs. He's managed Chelsea before. He's a tough nut to crack as well. He's a very hard person, and he's able to also relate well with his players and build. And definitely, he's going to squeeze squeeze every single drop of blood and every single drop of sweat out of his players on the field. He will demand the most out of these players on the field. And so expect the Tottenham in the next few weeks will gradually begin to pick up. Their form will pick up and they will begin to show what they have now. So Conte, he's back in, sacking, opened the door for Conte for 18 months. The big question is, will Mr. Levy open the wallet for Conte to sign players? Will Mr. Levy, will he open the wallet for Conte to sign players? That's another thing. In the world of football, where it's become very competitive, you have to compete with the best players. You have to sign the great players. You have to sign players that are ready and are ready to fight with quality. And that's the important thing. You don't just sign any player. Jose Mourinho struggled in his days with Tottenham because players he did ask for were not offered him. They failed to bring the players he wanted. Mr. Levy always signed the kind of players he wanted, the players he felt could suit his budget. That's another talking point that we will be looking into. But so far, 5 managers sacked in the Premiership. There's no joking time at all in the Premiership, and it seems to be on fire at this moment. Now, I just wanted today to focus a little bit more also, after in the other part of the leagues as well. Let's look at La Liga now. Xavi Hernandez, an old boy of Barcelona, hero. He practically won everything. Won the World Cup, won series of Champions League, won the League Cups, won the La Liga titles. And he was perhaps with Iniesta as the main engine rooms of the tiki-taka days at Barcelona, where they dominated world football for a couple of years, and arguably perhaps is one of the most best midfielders we've ever seen in our time. We are talking about the Xavis, the Iniestas, and all these players, Pedro, all these great players, alongside Lionel Messi. And the revolution started with Ronaldinho, who later on left to AC Milan. And but Xavi Hernandez went into management, as we all know, and he's gradually been paving ways. He went to Amsterdam, where he's been managing Ghana's own Andre Ayew this season. But after the sacking of Koeman, he had to come back into Barcelona, his darling football club. He's a Catalan, and so he understands the values of a Catalan club as Barcelona, as his home. Iniesta has got some few words for him. He says he believes that Xavi will succeed, and he's prepared himself so well to be able to do well this time for Barcelona. Barcelona are very, very much struggling system-wise. The tactics of football is not right. The type of players they are signing are not the type of players that ought to be playing Barcelona. Players that cannot swing in and out, players that do not have mobility, as Barcelona demands the ball all the time. So always depends on players with a lot of mobility. So this is what's happening now in Barcelona, where they're really kind of struggling now. But Xavi is back. And he's here to come and transform the club. It will take time, but one thing for sure is that he will transform the football club of Barcelona tactically. He resumes his first training session on Tuesday, tomorrow, where the man resumes his first training session. So we'll see what Xavi brings to the new Barcelona side, led by this Xavi Hernandez, an old boy, a legend for that matter in world football. And Guardiola has said a few words about him. He believes that Xavi will do well for Barcelona as well. Ancelotti so far so good for Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. He's picked up. He's playing so well at the moment. Vinicius, he struggled. He's had his own parts of his own fair share of struggles in a big club like Real Madrid, where the shadows are always big to fill in, and so it took him time. But this season so far, he's kept a whole Eden Hazard on the bench at the moment. Vinicius starts and Eden Hazard sits on the bench. That's how much Vinicius is being valued now. And I'm hearing Real Madrid want to also stipulate, wants to also increase his wages, renew his contract and stipulate a €1 billion into his new contract. That's how much valuable it is to Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid still doing well in the La Liga. So far, so good. They've got arguably a young youth squad, and they're playing very, very well. Hopefully, Kylian Mbappe, he might just join Real Madrid end of the season. Is looking most likely, and as you can see, he doesn't seem to fit in a lot in Barcelona, in Paris Saint-Germain, where he's been pushed more to the wide to make room for Messi to play in the middle, and that is also affecting his style of play at the moment. This season he wanted to play more through central, but he's still struggling a bit here and there. But they won over the weekend, 2-0, and so they are still in there as well. When you look at the Serie A as well, AC Milan, an old dark horse, still trotting and trying to come back into the rossoneri of the old. But so far, AC Milan trying their best at the moment. Juventus gradually seem to be picking up the pieces, you know, after Conte's leaving, and you know, after the likes of Lukaku leaving, you know, they're still in a rebuilding process, and new tactics, new game plan is being initiated now at the moment by Allegri, you know, very experienced manager who's seen it all when it comes to football, you know, and he's very much in the helm of affairs at Juventus. So hopefully Juventus will do well this season in the Champions League. And talking about the Champions League as well, there's been a lot of Benzema, a man that, you know, for over 12 years at Real Madrid has shown his class, scored the 1,000th goal or the 1,000th goal for Real Madrid in the European Competition Champions League. So Benzema seems to be breaking records now. He's already in double figures. He's scoring a lot of goals now. His partnership with Vinicius seems to be very well. Another talking point as well was another old boy of Real Madrid. I'm talking about Sergio Ramos, who hasn't kicked a ball yet for Paris Saint-Germain after he signed a bumper deal for Paris Saint-Germain. Perhaps were Real Madrid right by, you know, sending him away after 16 years spell with the club? He hasn't really kicked the ball yet, and we're hearing that he might just kick a ball come the next few days. So far, the season is almost getting to half of the season, and Ramos is still struggling for fitness. Perhaps Real Madrid were right in letting, you know, Ramos go. An emotional farewell. He would have loved to have stayed more, but perhaps the club were right in letting him go. Varane, who left Real Madrid to also Manchester, not doing too good, not doing too bad. Fairly, I think he's been okay. So perhaps the club's policy in allowing these players go were spot on. And they brought David Alaba in. He's already become a sensation so far. And so it's not looking that bad for Los Blancos or Los Merengues, Real Madrid, an amazing football club. Arguably the world's most decorated football club in the world. Chelsea, on the other hand as well, when will Lukaku recover into the Champions League to also show what he... Lukaku loves to play the Champions League, and they love to also do a lot of damage when it comes to the Champions League as well. But once again, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has said something about Mbappe. He says he loves Mbappe, but Mbappe needs to move. He needs to move from his environment. He needs people around him that will tell him that he's not good, so it can motivate him to be the better player that he has to be as well. He says Mbappe needs to cut himself to smell blood, to be able to sweat out there. He needs to go into a different environment. Would that be the ring bell for Mbappe coming to Real Madrid? Or would that be the ring bell Mbappe coming to Liverpool, as we're hearing, as the rumors are going? Or would he renew his contract with Paris Saint-Germain? Well, time will tell. We will know whether Kylian Mbappe, by the end of the season, whether he's going to stay or whether he's going to move. No doubt about his talent, one of the most amazing footballers of our time. At his age, he's already won a World Cup, he's won European Cup, he's won so much. Would that be the next biggest star for world football as well? Time will tell. Ansu Fati, the young Barcelona forward, you know, player that I really like a lot. He's an amazing player, great potential. Ansu Fati, he has also got injured again. Very unfortunate for Ansu Fati. What a player Ansu Fati is. No doubt his potential you can't discredit his potential, but he's just been injured one more time again. Will he recover in time to wear the number 10 jersey that so far, Lionel Messi left at Barcelona? Ansu Fati, bold enough to pick that jersey and also to go forward with that. Will he recover in time to be able to be that player that will lead Barcelona a new Xavi, Barcelona led by Ansu Fati? Would that be the case as well? How many players are Xavi going to let out? That time will tell us. But we're seeing loads of up-and-coming young players, players like Haaland, Erling Haaland, who's showing great signs of amazing football talent. And we're hearing that he might or could just end up at Real Madrid, pairing up Mbappe. So it could be Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius, and Benzema. What a forward would that be? How would they find the balance? Who sits on the bench and who starts? Eden Hazard has said he wants to reach his highest heights of football and he wants to achieve it with Real Madrid, so he's not throwing in the towel yet. So anybody that thinks Eden Hazard is throwing in the towel, the man is still up for it and he's still looking in doing well with Real Madrid as well. Real Madrid, next summer, they're going to have a lot of fans. Gareth Bale's contract comes to an end. Loads of players are going. Marcelo is going away. And other players are going away. So they will still have enough funds to sign whatever player they want to sign. Rudiger, the Chelsea defender, hasn't renewed his contract yet. And we're hearing that a lot of players are circling around him. We're hearing Paris Saint-Germain. We're hearing Bayern Munich also circling around him. And Real Madrid, a potential deal could be done for Rudiger if he doesn't renew by the end of the summer. Don't forget, in January, he's free to talk to clubs as well. So 6 months into his contract, he's free to talk to clubs as well. Would he end up in Real Madrid or would he end up in Bayern Munich? Time will tell as well. But this is what is happening in the rest of the other part of Europe as well. We're going to go for a quick and our final break. When we come back in, we're looking at the Ghana Premier League and a little bit about the Black Stars as well.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
All right, we're back again. It's amazing time. This is Mega Sports live here on Omega Live TV. And we're in partnership with Max TV in Ghana. Of course, we're everywhere. This is London, our studio's in London. And we're also in Ghana. Mega Sports everywhere. This is where the sports station, official sports station. We will be the official sports station for Qatar 2022 as well. And we are the official station for AFCON next year as well. So this is where the action will be. Talk about African football, talk about world football, boxing. This is where it's happening. And very soon in the next few weeks, you'll be hearing from my co-host as well, Jan Pafwankra from Ghana. He'll also be bringing a lot of information from Ghana, what is transpiring in Ghana in the next few weeks as well. Well, so far, after match day 2 in the Ghana Premier League as well, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they seem to be, playing well at the moment. Match day 2. These were the results of match day 2 in the Ghana Premier Leagues. Accra Great Olympics, who hammered Accra Great Lions 3-1 yesterday. And Oli Bobo, Oli Mashi, Oli Pioto, they seems to be, bouncing back. The old days of the Lawsons and the Aulekwe Juniors are still back again. The Olympics seems to be playing well. I remember the days of Lion Kingston, his early days in Olympics. What a side Olympics were. Olele and all these great players who once played for Olympics. But Lalas, the days of Lalas, they played amazing football. And Olympics is back again. And this season, they're not letting their guards down at all. So far, Great Olympics, 3-1 at the moment. They're playing some amazing football, and they won it. Adriana Stars also lost one. They lost 3-1 versus Ken Faisal. Alaji Cruiser, the man that has been You know, he's been behind some of the coast football in Ashanti region, especially in Kumasi, where he engineered some of the amazing coast players, the likes of Samuel Saikofo, who later on became a world champion, you know, in Champions League, 10 years at Bayern, played his days in Torino, and so many football clubs as well. They've raised some giants in African football as well. Laji Gruza, his football club, Adwoa Stars, his football club, King Faisal, beat Adwoa Stars 3-1 over the weekend yesterday, you know, at the Adwoa Stars Stadium as well. Elmina Sharks also lost 3-1 versus Dreams FC. Dreams FC, you know, ever since the introduction into the Ghana Premier League, so far they have become very solid, and they've been playing really well in the last few games as well. And Brecum Chelsea, don't forget, this is not Chelsea here in London. This is a Brecum Chelsea. So Brecum Chelsea played 11 Wise Wonders. 11 Wise, one of the most oldest football clubs in Ghana. Secondly, 11 Wise, one of the most oldest football clubs in Ghana. The best, they say, comes from the West. Were they able to beat Brecum Chelsea? Unfortunately, they traveled all the way to Brecum in the Brahafo region, and they drew goalless, you know. Kumasi Asante Kodoko, the Porcupine Warriors, so far, so good. Two matches, they've won 2 games so far, 2-0 yesterday, after they beat Bichim United 2-0. Of course, Mediama and BBNE will play tomorrow, exactly 3 o'clock. Mediama and BBNE will play, 3 o'clock exactly tomorrow. So that will be the fixtures. Legon Cities also beat Royal Tamale United 3-2. So Legon Cities also beat Real Tamale United 3-2 in Accra. Wafa drew 1-1 with Accra House of Oak. Wafa drew 1-1 with Accra House of Oak. That is what is happening now. Now, a quick look at the table so far in the Ghana Premier League. A quick look at the table now. Kumasi Asante Kodoko after match day 2, I've got 6 points. King Faisal after match day 2 got 6 points as well. Accra Great Olympics, Oli Bobo, Oli Mashi, Oli Pioto, Oli Rosalinda have got 4 points so far. Legon Cities 4 points in the 4th position. Ashanti Gold after match day 2 4 points as well. So we've got about 3 teams with 4 points who are battling it out to get into the top 4. And also Bichim United with 3 points so far after match day 2. Bibiani 3 points but still game in hand. Dreams FC 3 points after match day 2. Karela FC 2-0. Also I've got 2 points. Hazaford got 2 points. Elmina Sharks also got 1 point. Accra Great Lions have also got 1 point. Elmina 11 Wonders 1 point. Brecum Chelsea 1 point and 1 point. And also Tamale 1 point. Wafa 1 point. Adwoa Stars a point, and Mediama nothing at all. Mediama nothing at all. So these are the games that has already transpired so far. Upcoming fixtures in match day 3 will be Tamale versus Wafa. So RTU versus Wafa, that will be played on the 12th of November. That will be the next set of matches to come as well. Karela will play Brecum Chelsea also at the Karela Stadium. 11 Wonders will play in the stadium in Takoradi, where they will meet. They will lock horns with Mediama on the 12th of November. Bichim United will play home, will host Elmina Sharks come 12th of November. Dreams FC will play Accra House of Lions also on Friday, the 12th of November. King Faisal will play Ashanti Gold. That will be another pride of the Ashanti region, where it will be exciting to watch who wins it. King Faisal versus Ashanti Gold, always a game to watch. A very, very important duel for that matter. Bibiani will play Asante Kodoko. Will the Porcupine Warriors maintain their winning streak and lead the table as they're leading so far with 6 points as well? They will play the Bibiani FC. Legon Cities will play Accra Great Olympics, another derby in another Accra derby. That will be exciting to watch as well. Accra as a folk, will they redeem themselves when they lock horns with Aduana Stars? Accra as a folk, will they redeem themselves when they lock horns with Aduana Stars? So these are the set of matches that are about to go ahead in the 12th of November. But so far, so good. The Ghana Premier League started so well. It's been exciting, and our partners, Max TV in Ghana, are showing all these matches on Star Times. And so please do log on to Star Times and watch all these games, important games that is shaping the base of our football, especially the Black Stars and the national teams and the Black Queens and the Black Princesses. And these are the leagues that are shaping our football in Ghana. And so all too soon, our time is almost getting up now, and it's been exciting coming your way today. But before I go, just a very quick one on the Black Stars as well. Coach Milovan Rajevac seems to be taking control of the team so far, and he's building a system, a new idea, new tactics to bring the Black Stars to where it so belongs. We've got an important guest who will be joining us next week here on the show, and a very important guest will be joining us next week here on the show, where we'll be talking extensively about the Black Stars, you know, over the last, what has transpired in the last few years, and what is the future for the Black Stars, and what we can do to also elevate our football to the world stage again, as we did in 2006 and 2010. Can we propagate ourselves one more time, or could we be the African champions? You know, the last time the Black Star won it was in the 80s. It's only right that for this time around we're able to also win the AFCON coming next year as well. So Coach Milovan Rajevac, you know, he said some positive words about the team, and he's very positive that this time around could be the time for the Black Stars. I just want to say thank you to all my dear viewers. You know, you keep locking here every Monday, 8 o'clock here, the station. This is Mega Sports right here on Omega TV and on Max TV in Ghana as well. We just want to say, stay glued with us. Next week, Monday, we've got an important guest where we'll be discussing football, Black Stars, and the fixtures. International matches are coming, and we'll be talking about all these things. My name is always been Passionate, man. It's been good coming your way tonight. Have a good evening and be good.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.